Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast with great movies and great guests. Every week I bring on three interesting people from the world of entertainment, give them three movies, and challenge them to pull out the most obscure actors they can. The deeper the cut, the more points they earn. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, a man who not only is afraid of things that go bump in the night, but also things that go bump in the light of the day, Alex Young. How you doing, bud?
I'm pretty good, Jeff. You're so smiley today. What is happening? It's very out of character for you.
I'm very close to a trip, Alex. I'm very close. I'm like,
oh, that's true. You're going to Italy soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I got like 5 days of work left, so it's like, you know.
Oh, prepare for the 5 longest days of work
I know.
you've ever
It'd
had.
probably be like the worst days of all time, but you got to get through them. What's going on?
Oh, I'm not gearing up for a trip, so I'm fine. It's just status quo for me.
Well, why don't we get our guest in then, Alex? We've got, I think this is her 4th appearance on Deep Cuts the Game. She has won twice before and come in tied for second. She actually beat when we had Billy McNamara on, and I was pretty upset because I was really hoping Billy was going to give us like a good like lead on a guest, and then Amanda won, and she's like, Colin Quinn, and I was like, well, we're never getting Colin Quinn to come on the show. But she's 2-1 in 3 appearances, and this is 4th. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'll try not to win this time.
Please do. Thank you. We were just talking beforehand. You've joined another podcast yourself.
I have. Yes.
So which one is that?
I am now co-hosting Pleasers and Punishers. It's a movie podcast. The premise is movies people love to watch, movies that ruin your today, tomorrow, and yesterday, and all things kinky and queer.
Perfect. You sound like a great addition to that. Then.
It's a really fun podcast. They were only a few episodes in, and I'd been a guest a couple of times, and I was already friends with one of the co-hosts, and then they they emailed me and they said, hey, we'd love to have you officially be our 3rd. So I was like, absolutely.
It's weird. I've been on a bunch of podcasts, Alex. Nobody has ever reached back out to me and been like, you know what? We like what you're serving up, Jeff. Why don't you join us as a regular?
I'm sorry, Jeff, that no one in your life has ever invited you to be a 3rd.
Thanks, buddy. Well, let's bring in our 3rd guest. I guess, Alex, you're not really a guest. You're here every episode. Right. All right. But join us today is a master of modern audio horror, Peter Dunne, the writer and director behind the chilling anthology podcast Petrified. Blending everyday realism with deeply unsettling supernatural twists, Petrified has earned international acclaim for its storytelling, atmosphere, and genuinely eerie edge, proving that sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that feel just a little too real. Peter's work has helped redefine what audio drama can be, crafting standalone tales that stick with you long after the headphones come off. Peter, welcome to Deep Cuts the Game.
Thanks very much for having me. Well, I'm going to remember that little bio you gave me for the rest of my life. It made me sound incredible.
Well, listen, I've been listening to it. I'm well into the 2nd season, if I'm not mistaken. And I know I messaged you, or maybe it was Liam, and I was just I think it's the first episode. I made the mistake of listening to it while I was driving. And there is a whole sequence of someone talking about looking at the window of their car and a face up on the window. And I was like, I don't like this whatsoever. And then I listened to one, and it was just the sound design behind it, because it was just a guy walking down the street. Nothing scary was happening, but I was out walking a dog, and I could keep hearing footsteps behind me. And I was like, no, I can't listen to this right now because I'm walking. So you really got to be careful when you listen to certain episodes. So I've got a lot of questions about it, but so where did you start? How did you get to Petrified? What was the genesis of this idea?
Well, I always say that Petrified came about because I tricked Liam, who is the producer, into working with me. So I come from a theater background, and I had this idea before that I wanted to do an audio tour, when tourists listen to audio and they walk around a city and it tells them all about the sites. I was going, what if I could do one of them that was completely made up? And so when tourists listen to it, they'd hear all this stuff about Dublin, which isn't true, and then they'd go back to their home countries and they'd spread these urban legends about Dublin. So I was going, how do I do that? Because I'd never worked in audio before. but I used to run an underground cinema night. And Liam had interviewed me because he worked for this radio show, and I said, "Remember that guy that interviewed me? Yeah, I'll try and see what he do because I didn't know him at all. So I just sent him a message and going, I could I bring you for coffee. I just, I'd like to know more about like podcasts and how radio works and stuff like that. But I had an ulterior motive. So when we were sitting there, I just come up with this thing. And I was going, I always want to do this fake audio tour, but I don't know anyone who works in sound. and then he fell right into it and went, I could do that for you. And so it began. So we made the fake tour that was called Eerie. And then we were hired by this festival in Dublin called the Bram Stoker Festival around Halloween to do another one for Halloween. So we did that. And we kind of were having such a good time. So we have similar interests. We like things like, the TV show Inside Number 9 or anthology horror stuff. And then we just thought, what if we tried to do an anthology horror radio show? And then that's how Petrified came about. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of fun because like you say, like the stories, they can kind of feel familiar because the people are very, and I gotta ask, do you voice some of the characters in it?
A couple just to save money.
Okay, no, okay.
It'll be like a two-liner or something. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not one of the main, because I know they always say voiced by, and I was like, I don't think I've ever really heard your name mentioned. It's just been like written by, but I was like, man, maybe it's just my ear is not very good for accents. So everybody from Ireland sounds the same to me because I'm a big jerk. But listen, I'm admitting it. I'm a jerk. So, but yeah, no, I really like that one, and the one I can't remember the name of it, but the guy's gotten like kind of the temp job at like the phone agents for the phone.
Oh yeah, Growth
And
Network Solutions.
yeah, that one didn't sit well with me. Like I don't know why. It just I don't know, but it's good. So your stories usually start off in a fairly normal situation, somebody working at a call center, and then there's like a twist or it unravels and things start getting out of hand. Like, where do you start with your idea? Is it kind of the end point, or are you looking for like mundane situations and like how can we make these creepy for people?
It's kind of the situation. Like it's, for instance, there's one at I think the first episode of season 3 or something is set on a tour bus, and I was on a tour bus and I was looking at the window and I just went, wouldn't this be a great location for a kind of a horror murder mystery thing, because everyone on the bus is a suspect. And so it can be something as simple as that. So I'll kind of but when I write chronologically, and I don't know where I never think of the ending. I like to just see where it takes me, or sometimes I'll deliberately write myself into a corner to see how I'll get out of it.
Okay.
So even with the one you're talking about, the call center, like I was going, why, when the customer was talking and I was going, okay, it's somebody ringing up, but what are they complaining about to the call center? And then I didn't know. So I just wrote and kind of see where it takes me. Oh, another thing I do is I'll write a full draft before I go back. So I never kind of stop and tweak. I'll just write straight through. Because I think if I kind of stop and change bits here and there, it'll stop the flow. So I just like to just go barrel straight through, and then at the end go back and do little tweaks. But yeah, where the ideas come from, it's little simple things. It's like call center, or it's usually locations. Like kind of what's a lonely location, a radio station, like a DJ at night in a or a woman in a lighthouse, something like that. Yeah,
and then something like there was one I just listened to recently, and I believe and a fair amount of them, not a fair amount of them, but a good they take place around Christmas. And there's the one I believe it's the couple that is just hosted the Christmas party, and there's one guest left over. And I'm not going to spoil it for everyone, but it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, kind of thing. Because anyway, so as I was saying, like the sound design behind it is very good, because often I'll have to take the headphones off because I'm like, it's just a little too immersive for me. I just need to maybe listen to this on a speaker. But so when writing, how much of that are you kind of already planning for? Because it does add such an extra element to the show.
To be honest, next to none. This is something that like Liam, who does the sound design, kind of courses me for. I'll write the stuff and forget that he has to do it. But because Liam doesn't like to use sound banks, he likes to kind of create the sound himself. So there's one particular episode where two sisters have like a knockdown brawl, and so to do that, Liam like put pillows on his floor in his living room and threw himself on the floor and like thumped his chest and banged and he was going, the neighbors will actually think I'm having a fight, but that's how he did the sound effects for that. But then there was another one that I won't tell which one just in case, but it needed a monster effect, and so I described the monster and then had like just the monster roars. And so Liam said because he said his dog is particularly whiny, so he was like trying to hold the microphone up to the dog's mouth so he layer the whines. But so it's one of those things where I always say it's so much more freeing than theater, because I don't have to, like, in the theater, you know, I don't have a Miss Saigon budget. I can't have like a helicopter landing during the show, but I could have a helicopter land in my podcast. That was my way of thinking, but like poor Liam is the one that has to actually make all these sounds. Or even like the one you were talking about, the guest, she like kind of walks there.
She's upstairs,
she's upstairs walking, and so Liam is like literally kind of like trying to replicate people walking in his own home, like holding the mic up to his feet while he walks up and down stairs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Please add lots of horses in, so he has to get like coconuts and do well, they're very fun, and I sometimes my wife will be like, "How do you know that?" Like when I'll have like an odd tidbit of information, I'll be like, "Well, I listen to podcasts or I read books," and so hopefully, I don't take everything that happens especially in dramas and fiction stories as fact. But I didn't know that that's why you don't whistle in a theater. Like I never knew the story behind. So I'm taking it. Amanda and Alex, do you guys know why you don't whistle in a theater? Peter, why don't you whistle in a theater? According to yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard this before, but
yeah, it was because when the people that used it, now if I'm remembering correctly, because it was a while since I wrote that one, but the people that do the rigging in theaters, used to be sailors. So and
they would communicate with whistles.
They communicate with whistles. So if you were in the theater whistling, you could like kind of inadvertently give the sailor who's doing all the riggings a signal. So then it just became like a luck thing. You don't whistle.
Yeah, they would drop a sandbag or a light on your head, and so that's why you don't whistle in theaters. And I was like, well, I hope that's true, because for the rest of my life, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I had an acting teacher in college who brought that story up, but that was so long ago. I mean, no, it was yesterday. College was yesterday. Yesterday.
So, Peter, I believe are you on to your 4th season now of Petrified?
Yeah. The fourth season just finished up, but there's definitely plans for more. But it's kind of hard to believe that we've made so many, because it's kind of a 2-person operation. Like I write and direct them, and then Liam does kind of all the sound and production. So when people kind of wonder why does it take you so long to come out with new series, it's because it's literally just the two of us.
Also, Foley takes a fucking long time.
And just you have to write a new idea for a show. It's not like this where it's just like I invite 3 people on and we talk about movies that somebody else already made. You have to come up with a real fucking idea that will hopefully scare people. So this past season, our friend Galen Howard mentioned that he contacted you because he was such a fan and wanted to get on the show. But that you've also had David Desmelchin and Dylanbaker on this past season. How did you go from kind of like what we've done, where it was like getting friends and family members to come on the podcast, to now taking that next step to having some Hollywood types join your show?
Well, the very first kind of Hollywood type that we had was Larry Fessenden, the
yes.
kind of, and so but I love Larry Fessenden. Like the same thing, like I love what he can achieve with very low budgets. And so Liam and I were just chatting one day, and he was kind of like joking. He was going, who would be your dream cast or something? And I just said, oh, Larry Fessenden, just off the top of my head. And then Liam rang me and he said, you'll never guess who I've gotten to do the episode with Larry Fessenden. I went, what? So, but it was kind of like he did that as a nicety to me kind of thing. But then Liam kind of caught the bug a little, and so then he just started asking lots of celebrities. So we also had like so that was the thing. He's absolutely fearless, because Liam's energy is, all I can say is no. So they're not going to come around to your house and slap you. So he has no qualms about asking anybody. Like even Justin, if she is listening, I'm a big fan of Nicole Kidman, and Liam even asked Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
So
he did say she wants to do more horror.
There you go. This is it. Are you listening, Nicole?
She's definitely listening, and she's clapping.
Well, this,
This is your
well,
favorite podcast.
yeah, it is.
For sure.
It's funny because somebody sent me a clip of Nicole Kidman saying deep cuts. Like someone asked, it was like and they were asking like, what's your 4 movies or something like that. She's like, oh, that is a deep cut. So I had like cut a whole thing together of her saying, oh, that is a deep cut, and had like different images. And I was like, I can't post this. Like, if it somehow got to her.
Oh, you should
yeah,
post it.
I've got it. It's saved. It's saved. It's there. It's ready for one day when we're ready to make that leap to get Nicole Kidman. So, so I was gonna ask. So when you've got kind of like a core group of people that you work with, at least in the first couple seasons, but do you adjust your script based on who you think might be voicing this kind of thing?
So, well, in the case of when Liam was asking certain people, he would kind of give me an idea of who he's going to ask, and then I say what might suit them. Like with Dylanbaker, for instance, I was just, because his voice is so beautiful, and so I was going, what would be a nice way to just listen to somebody talk uninterrupted with that beautiful voice? So that's the way I'll write it. But then with the other cast, I think there's very few of our actors who've only ever been in one episode, so I try and give them the work, if you know what I mean. So I'll be writing an episode and I'll go, oh, this is the episode for Mags, this is the episode for Dunne. I'll kind of go, okay, making sure that I rechecked in with all the cast. So it's yeah, I'll go, like, if there's 5 actors that haven't had a role yet, I'll go, okay, well, there's 5 people in this one. So it's yeah. So that's kind of the way I do it. Like, even though like I will write with I know that who I'm writing for, I don't picture them in my head when I'm writing it. I imagine the character. Yeah, because some of the actors are so good that all the actors are good, but like some of them are so good at accents that like they've been in the same episode as multiple characters, just changing their voice, and you wouldn't know. So yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, I thought you were in the episodes more than you were, because somebody's doing a very good Peter Dunne in some of these episodes, I think. Okay, so here's kind of more of a theory question. So you've got this horror audio podcast, Petrified. If you were going to program a movie night that's kind of based on like sound, like what, because some of the scariest movies are not the most visually striking, there it's what you don't see. So is there any like two or 3 movies that you might put together as kind of like inspiration for like a Petrified kind of viewing experience?
Well, exactly what you said. Some of the scariest stuff is what you don't see. So the 1963 version of The Haunting, not the yeah, that's one, because it's got to be, you don't kind of see anything. Like, well, the doors bulge, but it's like you hear like things creaking and the handle of the door turning and stuff like that, and it's kind of what's implied, and because it's not in your face, you're kind of leaning in closer to it, and you're straining to listen, which makes it even scarier when something happens, because you're forcing your ears to do the heavy lifting. So that for sure. Oh, so good.
We actually, Jeff, we pulled camera tricks from that movie for Perfectly Good Moment.
Did you?
They used lenses that were imperfect, so there were like scratches or things on the lenses, and the company that was loaning them out really didn't want to, because they're saying, well, they're a prototype, they're not right, they're imperfect, and the director is like, no, I want that. So that's we took that too and used old anamorphic lenses on a new camera, and they were slightly imperfect.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yes. If anyone's forgotten, Amanda, she's got a movie out called Perfectly Good Mirror. I believe you can find it on. It's on Tubi, if I'm not mistaken. Still,
you're not mistaken.
Well, there you go. So, what is next for Petrified, Peter? I think you mentioned you're planning a new season. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, there's a new season coming up, and then we've done some live shows in the past, so we're going to do some more live shows before the end of the year. And then also we're kind of going, okay, well, maybe maybe now we've had like all these Hollywood stars, maybe it's time we go to Hollywood. So we're definitely going to like kind of look into capturing it on screen. But it's the whole thing of like, how can you, without just becoming just another anthology, how can we keep the Petrified vibe, that it's all about sound and audio, and a place and location and to transfer that into the visual. Yeah. So that, but yeah, they're big words, but we don't know yet.
Do you have a favorite sound cue?
It's because it, once again, it kind of does a lot of the heavy lifting for me. At the very end of the show, usually there's a ding noise that kind of signifies the end of the episode, and it's just one last scare. And it's got me out of a lot of things where, like, I'm going, was the ending that dramatic? And then you get a ding.
Like, yes, it was. I know there was what we were driving with my wife. We were going to Ottawa, so we were on like a 4-hour drive, and I was like, let me put on a couple episodes while we're driving. And it's daytime, so we should be okay. But something happened in one of the episodes, and my wife was driving. She's like, what the hell was that? I was like, it's okay. Don't worry. It's a horror podcast, honey. Well, let's get into a game of deep cuts. The first thing we got to do is decide if we're going to go first, second, or third. So what I do is I'm going to give you the name of an actor or an actress, and you're going to try to tell me what you think should be number one on their IMDb best known for. So somebody you worked with, Peter? David Dasmelchian. It's got a lot of credits. It's got a lot of different things. I think it's a pretty good list. So try to think of what you think should be the highest up on his IMDb. Peter, since you're our guest today, we'll let you go first.
I'll say Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer from Peter. Amanda?
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil. Alex?
I'm going to go with Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Well, congratulations. This is one of the first times everyone is on the board. All three of these are on his top four. The other one that is on here is Dune Part 1. But I mean, it could be 100 other things that. But Late Night with the Devil is number 4. Suicide Squad is number 3. Oppenheimer is number 1. So, Peter, in this new game of deep cuts, would you like to go first, second, or third?
I'll go second, please.
Second. All right. And Alex, you were closer to number 1. So where would you like to go, first or third?
I'm going to go first this time.
Alex in first, Amanda in third. All right. Tonight's 3 movies, because I had asked Peter, what are some of your favorite movies? And he had sent me a pretty extensive list of very weird films that I was like, Peter, can you send me another list of films? Because I can't do anything with these ones. I think
Peter,
I knew them all.
The first time I was on, he didn't even touch my list. He was just like, no.
I think I knew all the movies, but I was like, I don't think I think one of them was like the Haunting from like 1960, and I was like, I don't know it. But one of the films that you did mention that I really enjoyed was The Innocents.
Yeah.
Also a favorite of mine. Also, weird camera tricks. They did like Vaseline on the lenses so that yeah.
And I was gonna ask, have you watched Thelma? The other film from that director.
Thelma,
yeah.
It's
it's different. The Innocents, not the 1960, not the Deborah.
No. We're talking. Is that the? Were you talking about the 19? I was talking about.
But I know the one you mean with the kids. With the
kids, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a great film. That's so good. Yeah,
really,
that's
what I thought. I was like, did you watch Thelma? And you didn't say anything.
He means the 1960, the Deborah, the Turn of the Screw adaptation.
No, that's the one. No. Yeah,
I was talking the one with superpowered kids that are horrible little shits.
The only time I found Michael Redgrave actually intimidating because when he is in Secret Beyond the Door, he is way too goofy ass for that role. He's great in the Lady Valance shows.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
I think too much about him. I'm sorry.
Apparently.
For all the listeners at home, don't worry. None of these films are in the game tonight, so you will be able to play along. So from 1992, Death Becomes Her. From 2007, Trick or Treat. I mean, it's spelled R. And then from 1996, I'm hoping Peter likes this one too, The Frighteners.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
So a little bit of everything in there. I mean, a lot of horror, a little bit of comedy. So while you're taking a moment to think of some deep cuts from those 3 movies, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
What do you want?
Oh, goodness, there you are.
Petrified, the award-winning audio drama from a darker Ireland is back.
Petrified tells the chilling tales of ordinary people encountering the supernatural and their terrifying fates.
Can you bleed to death from a chopped off finger?
I'd say definitely.
Oh, Jesus!
Guest stars this season include David Dasmalchian and Dylanbaker.
As soon as I opened the lid, I knew I'd made a mistake.
The Irish Times called Petrified Ireland's scariest podcast. And crimereads.com said it was extremely well written, expertly produced, and brilliantly acted.
Who are you? And why did you allow me to believe you were someone else?
Petrified Season 4.
Something did creep up the stairs to my apartment.
But we are back with Deep Cuts the Game. My co-host Alex Young, amandajanestern, and Peter Dunne from the Petrified podcast. We are playing Deep Cuts the Game. The three movies tonight are The Frighteners from 1996, Death Becomes Her from 92, and Trick or Treat from 2007. Alex, you elected to go first. What's your best deep cut?
Well, I'm glad I went first because I really only have one deep cut across all these movies. I know them decently well, but like you said, it's not crazy deep. So from Death Becomes Her, Fabio is in that movie.
Damn it, that was mine.
That's
my goose story. Do you know about him and the goose?
On the roller coaster?
The roller coaster and the goose.
Tell the story for those that don't know, like Jeff.
Okay, so there, Fabio, more famously known for all of his romance covers, he was invited to this theme park roller coaster opening. There are cameras there, so he's on the roller coaster, and a goose flies into
him. I think I remember the images of it, and like just
yes.
blood everywhere,
yes.
right? Like just, the most handsome man in the world, theoretically, with just the most disgusting smear of. Like,
yes, and that's why I wanted to go with Fabio.
Well, it's a good one for Alex because it's worth 12 points. If I had known there was a famous goose story about him, I might not have given you 11 or something, but I think 12 is fair. So, Peter, you see how it's done. 20 is usually the max we give for someone.
Okay.
Nobody appears in any more than one. Nobody appears in more than one film, so you don't have to worry about anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But who is someone from any of these three films that you think people might have forgotten was in it?
Okay, I'm gonna go with there's a kid in Trick or Treat. He's the kid with red hair who vomits up all the sweets, but he's also in Bad Santa.
Yep.
I think his name is
Brett Kelly.
Brett Kelly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Once you said, I would have almost given it to you with red hair, but yeah, we know who. Yeah, he's the little kid in Bad Santa, and yeah, he eats pukes up everywhere. He's also in a Christmas movie called Unaccompanied Minors with.
Oh wow. And I think he's killed by Dylan.
Don't spoil it. You might need Dylanbaker for later. Brett Kelly for 13 points because. I mean, unless you know he's the kid in Bad Santa, you don't know who he is. So that's a good one. Amanda, you get 2 in a row, and then we back up. So what is your first and your second deep cuts?
I'm going to go with Death Becomes Her and use my other 2 deep cuts on this one. Michael Caine. He's in a...
Is he really?
Yeah. It's a clip. It's like a real movie. He's an actor in... Yeah.
Okay.
I've covered this movie on my own podcast.
Okay. So I'm giving you 12 for that one because it's not like an uncredited role, but it is.
No, it's not uncredited. It's just very it's a scene. And then Deborah Jo Rupp, the mom from that. Yeah,
that
she's
70s
show.
As well. Yeah,
those
she's
are my 2. And
in
now
the
I've
mental
really
hospital.
deep cut it out.
She's in the mental hospital with one of the leads. Doesn't have a line. If I'm not
but
mistaken.
She's so recognizable.
Yeah, she's also worth 12 points. Cool. That's a good one. She was also I've been to one live Hollywood taping of a TV show, and it was a TV show she was in called Better With You. It lasted 12 episodes. We had wanted to see 9 other shows that were taping the same day, but they're just first come first serve. So it's we were even down to the point where I guess I'll go see like a taping of iCarly if I have to. You know, it was whatever it was, like Big Bang Theory, Hot in Cleveland, iCarly, Better with You. And we went, and it took 4 hours for them to tape a 22-minute sitcom because they do everything chronologically. And so rather than like, let's just shoot all the living room scenes, they would actually like switch the living room out for the bedroom. So the audience could like be like, oh, this is what comes next. But after 3 hours, I don't fucking care what comes next. I just want to go.
No. Oh boy.
And it starts at 5 and ends at like 9. So you're just like hungry the whole time. And they give you a slice of pizza at about 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And you're like,
Cool.
I do love pizza though, Jeff.
I do love pizza, but one slice of pizza was not enough for this guy.
No.
So Michael Caine, Deborah Jo Rupp for Amanda. Peter, we're back to you. You started off strong with Brett Kelly from
I'm going to go with somebody from Death Becomes Her who I know because they were in another film that I love also. It's an actress called Michelle Johnson, and she's the one that works in the clinic, and she has like a fake French accent, and then when she's caught out, she goes, "Oh, Mr. Chagall, Mr. Chagall."
Yeah, she's the recipient.
Because she's also in that horror film Waxwork, if you remember, where she's the one that goes into the waxwork of Dracula, and she has like a mini storyline inside that film. So she's a very recognizable face. Yeah.
I mean, that's a great deep cut because I wouldn't have known her from everything. So she's worth 15 points. So well done. Alex, you get 2 in a row here. You're at your second and your thirds.
I'm gonna do one from Trick or Treat. I'm gonna pull Canada's own Tamo Pinnickett from Battlestar Galactica and Dollhouse.
Yes, I wrote down Battlestar Galactica. Which character are they in Trick or Treat again, Alex?
Oh man, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Okay, well they're worth 14 points because I literally just wrote down Battlestar Galactica, and I couldn't.
He's like one of the leads in Battlestar.
Yes. Okay, so what's your third then?
God, those are not the people I know from Battlestar. I know Jamie Bamber from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, and then you get a little further, you get into the Canadians, like your Aaron Douglas and your Tamo Pinnicketts and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Tricia Helfer, I definitely know that one.
Is she in that show?
He's being a dick. Alex loves Battlestar Galactica.
I do.
So much.
Excuse me, number 6. Thank you very much.
I came so late to that show. I didn't watch it while it aired, but
I didn't
a friend
either.
of mine loved it. She was a huge fan, and I flew out to BC back in like 2011, and she'd moved out there, and we went down to the Science Fiction Museum in Seattle, and they had moved all the sets and did like the show's all wrapped up. Here's everything from Battlestar, including like full scale. Was it not the Razor Crest? That's Star Wars, but the big like ships and everything, like all the fighters. And it was such a cool display that I went to the HMV back in Vancouver, bought the entire set on Blu-ray, made it my only carry-on because I couldn't have a bag also. So I just tucked it under the seat in front of me, and I got home and watched the entire thing in like a week. Wow. It was awesome.
And then he's tried to make me watch it so many times, and
it's amazing.
It's good.
You should watch it.
It's a lot. Tamo Pinnickett, Alex, is in Trick or Treat, is the husband of one of the famous leads in Trick or Treat.
That makes sense.
He's kind of in the opening sequence. What's your third one then, Alex?
I guess it's the closest thing I have to a deep cut for Frighteners. Because I know there's a million people in it, but I've watched it so much as a kid that it didn't really register most of that cast. But is eventually revealed that the killer is Jake Busey.
Is it eventually revealed that it's Jake Busey?
I mean, the first half is just a shroud.
Sure. But I mean, there is a lot of talk about Jake Busey throughout the film. Like,
you don't see him for the second half.
I'm
trying to angle for more points here,
Jeff. You're trying to angle for more points, but you're getting 4, my friend.
That's fine, I'll take it.
Yeah, he's kind of like, there's a whole opening of like him getting electrocuted, and he's like, I got 12 or something like that. He's bragging about his number. So that's why I'm really shocked that people were surprised when he was the killer. I'm like, literally, they're carving numbers on people's heads, and this guy was famous for killing people.
But he's been dead, Jeff. How could he be doing it?
I mean, there's ghosts, Alex. But well done, Jake Busey. Peter, we're back to you. You've got a very strong start. What is your third deep cut?
Gosh. I'm gonna go with the maid in Death Becomes Her, who Meryl Streep forces to compliment her. "Oh, you look great today, Miss Ashton." And and she goes, "I need to hear it she says something like, "I complimented you already," and then she goes, "I need to hear it. I need to hear it every day, Rose." So or something like that. But I'll go with Rose, the maid from That Becomes Her. I think her name is. She's kind of recognizable from other stuff.
She
Is it?
is.
Yeah.
So I think I'm looking at a photo of her. Okay. Because what did I write down for her? I wrote down that she's in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. When Robert Downey Jr. comes in, he's running from the cops and he fake auditions for some like movie role. She's the one reading the lines with him. I want to give you this one. She's also in The Exorcist 3, Alex, which I know you watched recently. Did you not watch The Exorcist 3, Alex?
I don't know if I watched The Exorcist 3. Oh, wait. Is that the one with George C. Scott?
It is the one with
Yeah,
George C.
movie's
Scott.
great.
She's the nurse. She's the
trained
nurse.
a whale to kill the
She's the niece
president
in
of
that
a dolphin to kill the president of the United States.
All right, so I'm gonna give you, but I'm only gonna give you half points for it, Peter, because you couldn't get me all the way there. So her name is Nancy Fish.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 6 points for Nancy Fish. Amandajanestern, you got your third and your fourth deep cuts.
Okay, I'm going with Trick or Treat, which is a movie that it's been a hot minute, a really hot minute. Leslie Bibb.
Leslie Bibb is the wife that I was mentioning from the opening.
Yeah,
her husband.
I mean, this is a movie that is it's anthology, so I don't really know how many.
I mean, she dies pretty much right away, and then because they kind of they come back to her a little bit later. You see her a little bit, but
she's definitely more famous now than she was then.
For sure. So she's worth 7 points for Leslie Bibb.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about this town that the movie Trick or Treat takes place in. Like, if I'm ever moving to a new town and the real estate agent's like, you know what, they do a great Halloween celebration, I'd be like, you know what, I don't think I want to live here. Like that
immediately.
That town seemed way too into Halloween for its own good. Like,
have you met
19 people died that night. Don't go there. What is your fourth deep cut then, Amanda?
I'm debating if I'm gonna stick with Trick or Treat or if I'm gonna do the one person who I know from the Frighteners, but it is not a deep cut, but I did just work with her, and this is the only reason I know this. So I'm gonna go with her because I literally worked with her a week ago. Trini Alvarado.
Oh wow, cool.
Literally a week ago.
She is the love
she
interest.
Is, but I also was on set with her exactly 7 days ago. So
I mean, she's not super well known, so she's worth 5 points.
Despite that's why I figured despite being the part. Yeah. And it wasn't even something I consciously thought of. It was someone else on set was like, "Oh, did you see all the stuff that she did back in the day? Like she was in this, and this." I was like, not really, actually.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know her as well as I would have thought.
She's very nice.
Yes. Well, that's good to
hear. She lives here in New York. She was lovely to work with.
Well, it's a good deep cut. Peter, we're back to you with your fourth one. Do you got anyone's name or anything else that they were in that you can give us?
Yes, I'm going to go back to Death Becomes Her, and Michelle Johnson, who I said, says, "Oh, Mr. Chagall." I'll actually go with Mr. Chagall. So it's the guy who's like, Liesl will be with us in a very few minutes, and he kind of has the funny eye. His name is Ian Ogilvy.
Very good. Ian Ogilvy,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you anything else that he is in, so well done. Ian Ogilvy for 10 points. It's a good one. Alex, your fourth and your fifth deep cut.
All right, I'm going to take two from the Frighteners. These are not going to be super deep because they're both in it quite a lot. But Chi McBride is one of the main ghosts.
Yep. Chi McBride for 5 points, Alex.
Great. And then I'm hoping you maybe don't know him as well, and then maybe he's worth more points. But the main antagonist, who was the first person that I ever met at Fan Expo when I was 16 years old, and I had him sign my DVD of this, which actually no longer plays, but I kept it because he signed it, is Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't recognize him, Alex. And I know we've talked about him before, but I was like, this would have been a great role for now if they redid this movie for Justin Theroux. or
He's almost I feel like Justin Theroux's too handsome. No offense.
well, everyone's
I feel
or
like he's too handsome
Colin
for his
Farrell
body to
or
be a
something like
roadmap
that.
of pain.
But yeah, I did not recognize him at all. I can't remember what we had a movie with him this year, Alex. With Jeff. It wasn't, but we mentioned Reanimator, but I can't remember. He
came up with something randomly, like not a Psycho Beach Party, but something equivalent.
Oh, Psycho Beach Party, fun ass movie.
We had the killer from Psycho Beach Party on, Amanda.
You had Beth Broderick?
No, she's not the killer.
The killer.
The killer is Matthew Kessler, the guy. Yeah, we had him on because he was in Scream 3. Yeah. He's in
spoilers,
Scream
you guys.
3 and
for a movie from the 90s.
And we did 3 like really great. I think I was trying to get you to that one.
Broderick as a deep cut last time I was on because she was the lady in the house in
she was in Stealing Home with
movie.
With William McNamara. Yeah.
Yes, I almost just called it Catching Feelings, and it's not that. You know what? She's the lady in the house.
Good title.
She is, yeah. No, because I wanted you on for that one because I knew you loved your like kind of indie comedy. So he was Last Days of Disco. And
Peter, that was so fantastic.
No, Psycho Beach Party, and what was the third one? It was Art School Confidential. And he's in all 3 of those. So that's
that was the one you were okay. Yes. That I was away. That I was literally on a plane. Yes. Damn it.
Yes.
I fucking love Psycho Beach Party.
Peter, we're back to you. You just gave us Ian Ogilvy. You need 2 more, but 1 for now. So what's your 5th deep cut?
Okay. I cannot remember one person from The Frighteners at all, because the same thing, I watched it when I was a kid. So I'll go. Oh gosh. Okay. Damn it. Dylanbaker from Trick or Treat.
It's okay. It's okay. Points are points. Dylanbaker, kind of a vampire serial killer guy in Trick or Treat, is worth 5 points. I gotta give that Dylanbaker character credit. Like, you throw a mask on him and he's able to seduce women into like making out with him in the back. I'm like, he's still Dylan Baker. No, I'm just saying he's like a 45-year-old man in this movie, and he's like making out with like a 19-year-old girl in the alleyway. And I was like, did she not for once say,
I've written about that before.
Jeff, your jealousy is showing.
Amanda, yes, yeah, you had a whole movie about that, Amanda. But at least he lifted the mask of his face, not his personality per se.
There was a mask. You're right.
Yeah.
Dylan was in an episode of Petrified, but he told this hilarious story that when he first said he'd do it, he was under the assumption that he'd have to have an Irish accent, just because it was an Irish podcast. So he was going, what am I going to do? Like, he said, what am I going to do? And he said he and his wife go to this like little mom and pop restaurant in upstate New York, but it's run by a really old Irish lady. So he said what he'd do is he'd get the Irish lady to say like his monologue from the episode, and he'd record it. And so, but what he wasn't the woman is reading this thing, and then it was only when she was reading it, he was going, God, this is a really, really, really graphic monologue. And so the old lady read the whole thing, and then she just said, what have you got me reading? And then like his agent said, you don't need to have an Irish accent. So he said now anytime he goes into the restaurant now, the lady just gives him dirty looks because she just thinks he's like this fruitcake that made her read something really disgusting and recorded it for nothing.
For listeners and watchers at home, Dylan Baker, I was trying to think what would, like, I hate that my touchstone is like that he's Dr.
Fido?
Connors in the fight. Yeah, I was gonna say he's Dr. Connors in the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
He's a wife killer in The Good Wife.
Okay. And then if your touchstone is happiness, you're a weirdo. Is all I'll say.
He's a that guy. He
is definitely that guy.
He's a that guy.
I mean, he's in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as the guy who picks up John Candy and Steve Martin, and he's like a hillbilly, and he like spits on the ground. And I was like, what a weird
Dylan
casting.
Baker is like, yeah, that is.
It is weird to see him as a hillbilly.
That's not when I think of him as very like erudite. So
yeah. Okay, so we just got. We did Dylan Baker. Okay, I've lost track because there was some good stories. Amanda, we're with you. Your final 2 deep cuts. Your 5th and your 6th. It's a very close
I don't
game.
have deep cuts anymore. I mean, she's not the lead, so why don't I just go with Ingrid Bergman's daughter, Isabella?
She doesn't have a name or anything.
Isabella Rossellini.
Isabella Rossellini for 5 points.
Cool.
It's funny because is anybody watching The Beauty with her in it?
Not yet, but I know that she's in it. Yeah.
And it's very similar kind of like this is supernatural, but The Beauty is a created thing that essentially does the same thing that happens in Death Becomes You. So it was just funny to see her. And I think she even wears like, it almost looks like the same outfit. But Amanda, what is your final deep cut? You might have to give us a lead, but
yeah, let's just go with Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. And like you said, it is an anthology, so no one really is the star or not the star. So she's worth 3 points for this.
Okay. 44.
All right. Oh wow, she's keeping score as we go along.
I'm just counting up in my head.
Peter, we're back to you. It's your final deep cut.
Oh God. Okay.
Do you have anything left?
Do I? No. Let's just go with Brian Cox from Trick or Treat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brian Cox also for 3 points, the same as Anna Paquin. So it's a nice finish. Alex, it's doable if you've got anything left.
Because they took literally the last names that were on
But
my page.
I think we are all neck and neck this
It's
time.
very close. It's very close.
So, Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis for 2 points, Alex.
I figured he wasn't the lead, maybe.
But it's kind of an unassuming seeming Bruce Willis role.
I
That
don't know.
mustache does a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't watch this when I was a kid. I'm not sure why. I think it's because
either.
Literally like 3 years before the lead, like Meryl Streep had done a movie called She Devil, where she essentially plays the same character. She's a husband. She steals Ed Begley Jr., who's like her accountant.
He's married to Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr, yeah.
Oof, bad one.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, but it was like, why are they making this movie again with the same person? I guess she's like, I need to make a good version of this wife stealing movie. Let's see, who did we miss from Death Becomes Her? The leads, and then at the mental hospital where Goldie Hawn is the woman who's in charge of her care is an actress named Alana Reed Hall. She's from the American sitcom 227. And then at the bar when Goldie Hawn is like releasing her book, famous character actress Mary Ellen Trainor, who's the mom from like The Goonies, and she's in Lethal Weapon and Die Hard. She's there. John Ingle from Heathers, the principal from Heathers, is the one giving the eulogy at Bruce Willis's funeral at the end of the movie. And then Alex, I was hoping you would see this. I think in the opening night when the theater, Meryl Streep's having her show and people are walking out and they're like, it was horrible. One of them is an actor named Clement Frankenstein, who we just had a couple weeks ago for being in the movie Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's supposedly a descendant of the Frankenstein, which that's what he said. So who knows?
Of the fictional character?
I know.
A descendant of a fictional
I
character?
tried to tell Dan Fogel his name's spelled differently though. Like there's a C, it's like Frank with a CK. And I was like, oh yes.
Is he a descendant of Vlad the Impaler?
That's Dracula, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does he mean he's a Mary Shelley descendant?
I don't know.
Think so.
Sidney Pollack is the ER doctor when they bring in Meryl Streep, and she's got like the broken wrist, and he's like, oh yes. And then from Beetlejuice, Susan Kellerman. She's also a doctor in the hospital. She's one of the people at the dinner table with when they all start doing the dance. The Frighteners. John Astin would have been a pretty good one. Alex, he's one of the ghosts. John Astin.
Is he the old judge?
He's the old judge who's like gets faded away. The woman who is Jake Busey's girlfriend in is Dee Wallace from E.T. She's the mom from E.T. Arlie Emery is in he's the guy with the machine guns. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
And then Peter Jackson has a cameo, as does his wife Fran Walsh. And then there's two really good ones. One of the two deputies. One of them has lines. He's a larger African American gentleman. His name's Anthony Ray Parker. He's from the Matrix movies as Dozer.
Oh shit.
And then the other is a female deputy who has no lines and they must have shot this in New Zealand because it's Melanie Linsky.
Oh shit.
And she's got no lines. She's just a deputy in the background.
Well, you just said Peter Jackson. I mean, she was working with Peter Jackson a lot.
She had just done
Heavenly,
what was it? Heavenly Creatures.
Amazing movie.
So yeah, I think this was probably like, hey, you got an afternoon to come shoot some scenes. You pretty much got everything from Trick or Treat. Not that they're not worth mentioning, but I think everyone would be like, I haven't watched these Canadian TV shows that you're mentioning, Jeff. But the final score,
I've seen
Amanda
a lot
Jane
of
Stern.
Canadian TV shows, yeah.
They're okay. Well, they had a girl from The Listener, is like Anna Paquin's sister, and then from Dead Like Me.
Okay.
The little sister from so the main character in Dead Like Me, she has a little sister that's still alive. She is the bitchy girl in Trick or Treat that tries to trick the girl by going down the elevator, but then the little girl kills all of them. So that's her.
I've done so many sci-fi Canadian TV shows, so so many.
Final score, Amanda Jane Stern, 44, as she mentioned. Alex Young, 49, and Peter Dunne, 52. So congratulations, Peter. You won this round of deep cuts.
You're welcome. I lost.
Yeah,
great work, Amanda.
I tried really hard.
So the final thing we ask of you, Peter, is just, can you think of anyone that might have a good brain for this sort of stupidity and be good at deep cuts that you might want to suggest as a future guest for us?
Let's see. Who would be good? Have you gotten Cecil Baldwin from Night Vale? He's he was actually in a Petrified as well, but he's a good brain for this kind of stuff. I think he'd be into it. Yeah, for sure.
We'll give it a try. We had a guest a couple weeks ago that says like, I'll try to get you David Desmelchin, and that's kind of why I had this on my brain. I was like, if you get me David Desmelchin, then I mean the guest who mentioned that was a very good guest too. So
we just had BJ Colangelo on my podcast, and she's interviewed David.
Like
I was oh my god, I was so excited to have her on because I'm a very big fan of hers. our pod group chat was like, okay, can we be normal people and not fangirl really hard over her?
Well, Amanda, so where can people find you and where can people find your stuff, Amanda?
Yes. Okay. You can watch Perfectly Good Moment, which I know has been plugged a bajillion times on this podcast, and Jeff has seen it 3 times.
At least 3 times.
At least 3 times. You can watch that on Tubi and the whole bunch of other places, but go Tubi. You can hear me podcasting on Pleasers and Punishers, as well as Don't Be Crazy. You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at Amanda Jane Stern, and I am Witchy Wanderer on Letterboxd.
Perfect. Peter, the Petrified podcast, like I said, is very fun and very scary. You've got a few seasons out now with more to come, possibly something bigger in the works. What else anything else you want to tell people about? I know I found Petrified on Spotify, but I'm sure it's available many other places.
Kind of wherever you can get podcasts, it's there.
And it's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun. I'm taking a trip in a week and a half, and I'm gonna try to get caught up on the rest of the episodes while I'm flying. Hopefully there's no airline episodes. Peter, should I skip over?
There's one to come. Yes.
Okay, but it's not out yet. Okay, so I'm good.
You're safe for now.
All right, great. Yes. Alex Young, what about you?
You can find me on all social media and Letterboxd at the Alex Young. Other than that, go see movies in your theater. Go buy your movies physically so you own them if you're able. Just go enjoy movies with a crowd. It's a nice time, but don't talk. Put your phone away. God fucking damn it. But otherwise, go ahead.
All right. And this is the part of the show where Alex sends me an outro that I read sight unseen. Let me grab my
Yes.
phone.
So I was initially going to have you do your best Chris O'Dowd, but then I thought maybe that would be offensive to our guest. So instead, I decided instead of teasing the Irish, let's tease the British because that's fine. So I'm going to have you do your best Stephen Merchant for me. Which I don't know if that's even a thing in your wheelhouse, but I don't think it is. Find out together.
There's a lot of body, like animated kind of movements to it, so I might have to sell it with that. We had a coworker, Alex, that once told me that I reminded him of Chris O'Dowd. I don't know why. I don't know if it was. I guess it was, I don't know if it was a physical thing or just
it
a personality.
That for sure.
Okay. Stephen Merchant. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this where I can
Who would
read
be
it.
My deep cut from Logan, also, which I always forget that he's in.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, fuck, I do not feel comfortable doing this, Alex.
Can't wait.
I'm really trying to get into what would Stephen and not overdo. Okay. Right. Well, that appears to be that we've reached the end of our. Oh, fuck you, Alex. This is terrible.
If you want to record it later, you can record it later if you want.
It's not going to be better later.
Fair enough.
I hope the show has provided a bit of a digital cushion for your afternoon. If you don't like it, please keep it to yourself. My self-esteem is very fragile. It's a very fragile ecosystem held together by string and the occasional compliment from a stranger in a lift. Please follow Deep Cuts anywhere you get your podcasts. Now shove off, and we'll see you next week. It actually got a little better once
pretty good. Yeah,
not bad, yeah. If you ever need a shitty British accent on your podcast, Peter,
I know
like I said, a shitty one, it's right here.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week. Bye.